On these next couple examples, we're going to do the first two together because now we're going to have some squared terms that I want to talk about. So on this first example, we always remember we want to distribute first. So I'm going to distribute this negative y to both sets here. Notice that I'm calling this negative y because the subtraction sign gives this y a negative value. So I've got 5y squared minus y times y is y squared. So make sure that you're being extra careful. And then negative y times negative 2, a negative times a negative actually gives us a positive. And this subtraction sign gives us 2 negative value, and this subtraction sign gives us y negative value. If you copy change both of them, you would see that negative sign come through. Negative y times negative 2, a negative times a negative is a positive, and y times 2 is 2y. Now I just have to combine like terms. So 5y squared minus y squared, there's like an imaginary 1 here, 1y squared. 5y squared minus 1y squared, 5 minus 1 is 4y squared, plus 2y. These two terms are not like terms because even though they have the same variable, they do not have the same exponent. And so our simplified form is 4y squared plus 2y. Now, I also just want you to recognize that I put the y squared term first. Just like up at the top we talked about the variable terms coming first before the constants, we also want our variable terms to go in alphabetical order, and we want our variable terms to go in order highest to lowest exponent-wise. So the y squared has a higher exponent. I want it listed first if we want to be most mathematically correct. On this next example, I'm going to distribute this negative 6 to both parts on the inside here. So 5a, and then negative 6 times a is negative 6a, because a negative times a positive is a negative. And then negative 6 times negative 2b, a negative times a negative is a positive. So I've got plus, and then 6 times 2 is 12b. Now when I go to combine like terms, I've got 2a terms and 1b term. 5a minus 6a, I am going to have to use my subtraction rule here. Copy, change, change. And I've got positive 5a plus negative 6a. And when signs are different, I know that I'm supposed to subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1a. And we keep the sign of the higher number. In this case, there are more negatives. Negative 6 has a higher absolute value, so that's negative 1a plus 12b. You could also get rid of, kind of eliminate the 1, and you could have this say negative a plus 12b. Either one works. What's important here is that the variables are in alphabetical order, a and then b, and that we've used our rules to distribute and then combine like terms. We used copy, change as we needed to get our final answer here. So these last two examples are a little bit more complicated. But if you're feeling up for the challenge, you may want to try them before you watch the next video and see how well you do.